Hey.
What's up,
Hey,
y'all?
hey. Look, man, we about to go in on this one. Look, I got another dope interview that I'm about to kill y'all with. But before I even get ahead of myself today, my name is Daniel T. I'm a certified personal trainer who does dope interviews on people making it happen. And today, man, my guest, she almost a whole year on her whole just progress of everything. We are talking about a mother, a student of the game when it comes to this fitness, praise dancer, and we gonna speak this into existence. A future bestseller author coming soon. And just an overall great person. So I got Miss Glennelle Stroud in the basement.
Hey.
Welcome.
Huh?
Yeah. We here.
We here. How
You
doing,
ready?
y'all? I'm ready. Let's go.
You excited?
I'm excited. Let's go.
Man, let's
Let's
go.
do it.
All right, first question out the gate that I give everybody. You already know, who is Miss Glennelle Stroud?
You know what? I'm still trying to define who is Glennelle Stroud. But one thing I can say so far is I'm a woman of God that is determined, that is strong, that empowers, that exudes strength.
Okay.
Man,
Okay.
that humbleness, humility, gratefulness. Man, I'm a mother, a proud mother.
Yeah.
Everything is evolved around them. I'm nothing without them. Continuing to evolve into the person that God has designed me to be. Because the way I thought it was for me to be, it ain't worked out for me. So I want to be everything God has designed for me to be and live in that realm. So I'm still finding out who Glennelle is, if I can be honest, and that's okay, because growing is a continuous thing, and I'm growing and I'm continuously evolving. It's like a butterfly. It starts out a caterpillar and it goes into a cocoon, and then it develops over time, and then once it has reached its potential, it nests into this beautiful butterfly. So that's me. That's my story.
Man, we about to kill this, because look, she's out of her comfort zone already. We chopped it up for about maybe an hour before we started this. And yeah, she definitely in full throttle mode. All right, so next question out the gate.
Yes, sir.
Alter egos. So you got Miss Glennelle and you got Gigi. Is there a difference between the both of them?
It really is.
What is the difference?
It really is. You got Glennelle. Man, she's cool. She's laid back. She's goofy. Really, really goofy. And then on the other side, we got this Gigi that she likes to pop her stuff, like talking trash, and she's confident.
Okay.
And she walk that walk and talk that talk. She's a big talker, and I love heels, so I'm always trying to put heels on y'all. So y'all want to put some heels on, girls, and get sexy up in here? That's my thing. I love to dress. That's my thing. So that's my alter ego.
Okay.
I love being a woman. I love dressing up. I love looking sexy, but tasteful. Okay? Tasteful. Man, that's my thing. That's my alter ego. I'm learning to be calm it down but be tasteful and be humble. Because that shows another level of it's captivating, if that makes sense.
Exactly. I'll take it all. So am I getting both parties today?
You're going to get all of it.
I'm going to get all of it.
Everything in between. There's nothing that's going to be hidden. I'm not ashamed of anything. And let's talk about this story.
Let's chop the game, man.
Yes,
talk
sir.
it, yeah. All right, so within the last year, man, look, y'all done seen her story. Y'all done seen the pictures. So we about to dial in all of this. Before meeting Tommy and Devin Allen, what was life like for you?
It was a blur. It was really a blur. I was in a very, very dark place. I couldn't even define the name of the place that I was in. For people that don't know me, I lost my dad in December before 2021. So it was in 2020. And we buried him in 2021. Then turned around and lost one of my workout friends, but he was my best friend as well too. His name was Quentin Pullins. Okay. I lost him unexpectedly in March. Man, that took me into a place that I've never been before. Mm-hmm. I still went through the motions, but never no one knew. Like, everybody saw me, but didn't really see me. And I felt like I was in a dark room, screaming at the top of my lungs, but nobody heard me. And I'm the person that everybody comes to for advice, support, and I've always poured out. But when was it going to be my turn to be poured back into? And you can't continue to pour out from an empty vessel, so I was empty, I was depleted, and I had nothing else to give.
Right.
But I'm known as the person that's always giving, and I had nothing for myself. I was angry at God. I stopped going to church.
Did you?
I did. I was very, very angry at God because this is the second best friend that I lost. I lost my best friend right before I got pregnant with my daughter. He had got killed in a motorcycle accident, him and his daughter. It was a double funeral. That was very hard on me, but I was young. And I knew he had my best interests at heart. You don't really get good people that really genuinely care about you and empower you. And when you do get those people, you try to hold on to them.
Right.
So here I am again. I'm losing another best friend that has poured into me, spoke life into me, that like, hey Glennelle, you're gonna have to start doing stuff, start activating your gifts and everything that I know you got, setting me up with certain people. And then I'm like, you take him from me? You took him from me.
Right.
Why, God? And I was angry. And then I went through a place of embarrassment because I even asked church people, like, hey, have you ever been angry at God? You know, these are real questions.
That's a common question.
Yeah.
Why me?
Yeah. Why am I going through these things? Why have to be me continue to suffer? And why you keep taking from me? And I never, these questions, I had to figure these questions out, but I still had no answer until I talked to one of my cousin's sister. And her name is Ashley Browning. Thank you, Ashley.
Shout out Ashley.
She was starting to be a life coach. And I asked her, I said, well, hey, I need a life coach. Do you mind being mine? And she's like, well, since I'm starting out, you can be my first customer. I said, hey, I'm fine with that. And, I'm trying to get stuff together, and I poured out. And she was like, I'm going to tell you I said, but I don't know how I'm feeling. I can't put a word. She said, I know what you're dealing with. I said, well, what is that? She said, you're grieving.
Just simple.
It was one word. But when I say grieving, when she said that, it made everything make sense to me. I had a word to define the feeling that I was dealing with on the inside. And now I'm like, okay, I understand. Because okay, I know how to process this. But I still didn't know what the word really meant. Because I never dealt with it. I had to look it up. I really had to define it and start putting it into the places of where I was feeling these emotions, feeling those feelings, and trying to make sense of why. So then I went through the place of trying to draw back to God, because at the end of the day, that's all I know. That's all that's been there for me. When I say no one else was there, God has always been there for me. So in those moments, even in those low moments.
Did you grow up in the church?
I have. All I know, I grew up Baptist at True Vine Missionary Baptist Church. Then I left at 18 years old, going over to God's Lighthouse Community Church, where I developed into the woman of God and continue to develop. Okay. And right now I'm currently at the Marketplace Movement underneath the leadership of Bishop Robert Lyons as my proud bishop.
It's a process, right?
It's all a process.
Yeah.
It's a never-ending thing. You always continuously to grow. But one thing I have learned, sometimes you just go through the motions instead of really drawing to God. And in this season, God was wanting something from me, and I had to be broken.
So you were broken at that time?
Absolutely. I was going through, I've been broken the whole time.
It's your story.
Absolutely, yeah. Even when I thought I was all together, I wasn't, because I was surface treating things, and that's what we have a tendency to do. We like to make things look good.
So did you feel like at one point you didn't have it all together, but you put on like a facade of acting like I got this, but that's that mental health. That's that mental health when you're trying to hold it, but you don't.
I didn't have it.
And you being the strong one for everybody, but here you are drowning, and who the hell am I supposed to call?
Listen.
And you had already said, I'm looking at God like, why me? So, yeah.
And
so
he's saying, why not you? He's saying, why not you? You know, like...
no trial, no testimony.
Listen, he said, I've been pruning you for this season. And all I can hear is we're no longer going to start surface treatment. We're gonna get to the bottom of it, because in order for deliverance to truly happen, you have to get to the root of it, of the problem. And the root is, it's at the bottom. So that means you got to go through layers. It's like layers. You got to unpeel it. You got to unpeel it. But sometimes we just stop at the top layer thinking we done got it. Like, oh yeah, we got it. We done. No, God said, there's more. And sometimes, like, what I've learned is it's so much child trauma that I've been dealing with, that I done covered up and not dealt with, that I've been carrying. God was like, it can no longer go with you. It has to go. These are baggages that is doing you no good.
Baggages.
It got to go. It's no good, and it's weighing you down. But in order for me to excel, I had to look at the man in the mirror. That was the most uncomfortable place for me, because
you got to be honest with yourself at the end of the day, and you can't act like you got it together when you don't.
And
a lot of people out here dealing with that.
I was doing that, and yeah, so being before I got to Pushing Limit, that was me.
How did that start? I love Pushing Limits.
Listen,
hey, look, I get a lot of love from them.
Listen,
I
love. I
get a lot of love from everybody, you know. But yeah,
Pushing Limit is everything to me. So let me go back to when I originally. So I've been following Devin and Tommy for over a year and a half, when I was cycling and doing my own little thing before life happened. But I'm like, oh yeah, these people crazy. I ain't there yet. It's the ghetto. They work out too much, and it's too aggressive. So yeah, I ain't there. Let me go ahead and eat some more Wheaties, and then I'll go ahead and contact them a little later. And did not know that they were supposed to be a part of my story, a part of my journey, until I went to Kings Island. And this is something that me and my children do every year. We get gold passes. That's something that we do. And this particular year, last year, in August, I was 3 rides that me and my favorite rides, and we got on those. Well, I was going to get on those, and yeah, they kept trying to press down, and I'm like, well, wait a minute. No, I'm okay. I'm going to get out, because although it was embarrassing to me, I still had to take
save face in front of the kids.
Oh man!
Even though I felt like damn crushed.
My whole life had crumbled at Kings Island, and the only thing that kept me together, I had to be strong for my kids, because I don't want my kids to feel the effect of me hurting, because then they hurt.
So that was the moment. That was
the moment that I needed, that I knew
it was time.
It was time. So I went to my doctor and I said, hey, I need you to run all tests, because again, I needed to make sure at this time, because in those past couple of months before I went to Kings Island, I was gaining weight at a rapid pace.
Right.
I started having knee problems, back problems. These are things that I said, I'm young, I'm 40. I should not be dealing with these type of issues this young. Well, at least I don't want to be dealing with these type of issues. And high blood pressure, high cholesterol, all of these things run not just in Black family, but it's in my family. So I became more concerned about my health.
Right.
And we ran all types of tests. Thank God everything came back negative, but my weight was an issue. And we came up with a plan of action. And my doctor was like, well, it's all on you. What are you going to do? What is your plan of action? And she's like, I get people to come in here all the time saying this is what they're going to do, and they don't follow through with it. Right. And I'm like, I got to get up from this place, because it's not healthy for me. And I want to live. Right. I got too much that I need to still accomplish. So I have to do this. I have to be intentional about it. So I inboxed my trainer, Tommy. Well, let me say, I inboxed Tommy, Devin, and Kilo. I thought they all rolled together, but Kilo did not. But when I say all 3 of them inboxed me one by one.
But everything in the city is a unit.
It's a unit.
We all know each other.
And I mean, when I say they were so respectful, so humble, and even though Kilo did not. He still was like, you got good guys right here.
Yeah.
You know, he didn't say anything negative about it.
We don't do that.
No, don't. And I'm gonna say that for my experience personally, all the trainers I've came across in my journey has been nothing but genuine, humble people, and they support one another, because that's what it's really about, you guys. We're in this together. We're bigger and better together. Hey, for sure. So Tommy inboxed me back first. His response was first. And make a long story short, he said, hey, well, can you meet me up here at Everybody Fitness in Inglewood? I'm like, yeah, there's no problem. And then when I got there, he was a little late, but I'm like, he said, well, go ahead and sign up for your membership and I'll be there. Okay, no problem. So we got to get my paperwork done and everything. Then he started talking to me, and I showed him this picture like, hey, boss, this is where I was at before life happened, and this is where I want to get back to. And he was like, oh, no. He said, that ain't gonna be nothing. He said, not only am I going to get you past here, I'm gonna add muscles to you. I'm like, muscles? I just want to lose the weight. We ain't got to talk about no muscles. You know, I was really talking about slow walking this journey out. So we get to doing a little tour and everything. He's waiting on his clients to come at this time. We had Jamaica. That's the Jamaica White. And then we had Debria. And Debria had her job that ran over, so she wasn't able to make it that day. So it was just me and Jamaica there. And they set me up.
It was in the plan.
It was all in the plan, because Tommy pulling out workout stuff to set up for the Jamaica to train. But I'm like, why is he pulling out 2 mats? Why is he pulling out 2 kettlebells? This man had me work out, y'all, in my work vest. I had on hoodie, sweatpants, Jordans. He said, come on, you might as well go ahead and work out. And I'm like, but I wasn't planning. I was just coming to sign up for the membership today, y'all. Then I was gonna work out, you know.
Here now.
And here comes Jamaica. Come on, you got it. Come on, you got it. When I say Jamaica,
you can't say it enough.
That is my dog. You hear me? Between Jamaica and Debria, those were the 2 people that I worked out with in the evening class. We started in the evening class, but Jamaica was there from day one when I signed up. And she don't understand that she solidified, she sealed the deal. Because of the empowerment, like the man just encouraging, come on, don't give up, you got it, let's go, do it, you got it. To the point that I gave Tommy 3 weeks worth of training fees to pay for 3 weeks in advance. And I'm like, I'm doing it. He said, let's go, G. Then we got it, let's go. Not knowing, showing my trainer this picture, like, hey, this is where I was at. I'm thinking I'm gonna slow walk this journey. I'm like, we're gonna do Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday. Those were the 3 days. I'm gonna slow walk this out. That was the plan. I get an inbox, you know, and I'm trying to make sure of the days for the evening class. He's like, well, yeah, you might as well go to come to the morning classes too. I said, well, no, I don't have enough money for that, boss. I just got enough money for the evening classes. And he like, nah.
We got goals.
We got goals. He said it's all included. So I'm like, so you said I can come to the morning class and the evening class? He was like, yeah. So ever since then, from day one, I was doing 2-a-day workouts. Started 2-a-day workouts, Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday. And I worked out literally 6 days a week, hitting the ground, running. Aggressive.
That's good work, though.
It's a lot of work. Oh my goodness.
That's good work.
It was a lot of work.
Good work,
man. It was a lot of work.
That's good work.
Listen, but let me tell you about the very first day that I walked into Pushing Limits. But before I even say that, I was so fragile that I was really intimidated about coming and working out with my people, because sometimes we often can be kind of judgmental, and I was in a fragile state of mind that I wouldn't have been able to take someone's negative opinion about me. But it was something that was drawing me to Pushing Limits, not knowing that Pushing Limits was everything that I needed, because God will meet you right where you're at, and he'll use whomever to get to the source. So if you're the source, he'll use whatever to get to it.
Right.
Whatever's going to attract you to him. He wants to draw you to him. So that's what he did. He used Pushing Limits to draw me back to them. So when I say that Pushing Limits created a place in an environment for me to begin to heal, for me to get back on track with my relationship with God. So the very first day I go in, I sat in the car for about like 5 minutes. And I inhale, exhale, like, you sure you want to do this? But again, I already know I was going to do this.
Talk yourself out of it.
But I already knew that I was doing it because I already paid my money. Yeah. I ain't no baller.
You got to do it now.
I got to do it.
I got to
do it.
You got to do it.
I walk in and I begin to work out, and Miss Myra. Well, her name, excuse me, it's not.
Beyonce.
It's Beyonce. Because that's Beyonce, for real. She got the moves and everything.
Yeah.
And
Myra.
Straight like that. No, for real.
They family dog.
Myra, she empowered me in so many different ways. And at this time, I was broken. And my mental state was of a broken person. And so I'm looking at Myra like, how is it that her endurance is better than mine? But she didn't care about that. She seen that I was struggling, and she came back there like, She's like, don't give up. Don't you give up on yourself. I don't remember everything that she was pouring into me because it was overwhelming with the love and support that I was getting from her. And she made sure that I got it because I couldn't do a burpee. I couldn't do a frog. I didn't even know what a frog or jack was. Can I be honest? And she would come back there and show me each time what the modified version is.
Yeah.
And she did that for me. And I'm gonna also shout out Lakeisha. Lakeisha rocked my world. This is day 2. She rocked my world. I don't know why she picked me, but she did. But what I can say is I'm grateful for her picking me because she must have saw something in me that I didn't see in myself at the time. Because when I say she came in, started doing jumping jacks and got up in my world because I was out of breath after 10 jumping jacks. Like, She's like, let's go. Don't stop. Let's go. Got all up in my world doing the jumping jacks in front of my face. And when I say I didn't stop, she made me feel like I can accomplish and do anything that I put my mind to. And I look for her every single day for months, you know what I'm saying? Until the end, until I felt like I was strong enough.
Yeah.
But I needed her. And
she's there.
And
she said it when she was down here. Yeah, I'm probably in there 7 days.
And she was.
Yeah.
And I would look for her every single day at the beginning of the class, like, you coming? I need you right here. I need you right here. And wherever she was at, I was at. Because that's what I needed, the energy that she was giving me. Because she made me feel like it was possible. And then she don't know that I went through her page and I began to just look at her journey. And I'm like, I never knew that she was even the size. She might not have been as big as I was because I was 252 pounds when I started pushing limits. And I think Keisha said she was 230, 220, 25, somewhere around that range. But we were both battling obesity or being overweight of some factor.
Everybody got a story.
Everybody got a certain story. And I began to just be nosy. And it encouraged me though, because I'm like, wow, look at her now. So if she can do it, I can do it too. And man, listen, go. I don't know, am I going to keep going?
No, look, let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. So, we are back on track.
Yeah.
You loving God again. You smiling. You got pushing limits. One thing about pushing limits that I love, they do support one another. It don't matter what's going on. They're supportive, and I love that.
Facts.
So, now that you are mentally and physically healed, how has life changed?
Life has changed drastically for me. And let me say, I'm mentally stronger and I am healing. It's a journey, and this journey is never ending. It's a lot of things that's been packed down that I have not dealt with, and I'm dealing with it, and I'm processing it. And I really am.
You ain't gotta be superwoman all the time.
Man, but I thought I did have to pull the cape on because I've been superwoman for so many people and for so long that I forgot about me. But this time I didn't. I said, it's about you, Glennelle. You're going to be selfish about this decision that you're making. So, man, let me see.
You feeling all the way good though.
Hey, man, I'm feeling great.
I see it on the camera. You smiling. Everybody else can see it.
I went from being like this not wanting to take pictures of myself. Like, I would see people in the gym every day taking pictures. I would wait till I got to work, because I would go to work at 7 a.m. Can I go back some?
Man, look, this is your story.
Okay, let me go back
Be
some,
rude.
because I need you guys to understand everything that I was dealing with. And I was working out. Yes, I worked out 2 days. So I did 2 a days for a month. I did 2 a day. I would work out at 6 a.m. I had to be at work at 7:30. So in the morning. So I'm going right from Push the Limits
to work,
freshening up in our work stall, because of the dedication that I committed to becoming better.
Isn't that what you need, though?
I needed that.
If you're gonna do it,
I gotta do it.
You're always gonna have obstacles.
Absolutely.
That could have been a reason to be like, well, I gotta go straight to work. I can't go.
Absolutely. And I also want to throw out there the driving that I do, because I know this testimony will encourage, excuse me, some other people. I live in Centerville. I commute all the way to Inglewood to train, and then I drive to Brookville.
No excuse.
No excuse. So this is my daily routine, Monday through Saturday, because I work 7 days a week as well. I would drive to Centerville, from Centerville to Inglewood back to Centerville, because at first, this was before I went to second shift, so we'll talk about first shift and dial back when I got switched to second shift. I would go drive from Centerville to Inglewood to Brookville, back and then I would come back to work out in the evening, and then go backwards to get home. So it was a daily thing. And so when you have to make a conscious decision, but one thing I can say is I got to a place of desperation. I was desperate to get out of the place that I was in, because I knew if I stayed there, I would not make it mentally. I was mentally taxed out. I was done. And I'm like, there is more to life to live, because I know, because God has shown me that I got more in me. But how do I get up from this place? But like the song said, you got to encourage yourself. Yeah. I literally had to encourage and pull myself, but God gave me my favorite scripture. I can do all things through Christ that strengthen me.
All day.
All things through Christ. In the fact that God lives in me, He has given me the ability to do whatever I put my mind to. And every day, for the first week and a half, it was hard.
How many hours would you say between the time that you started your day to make it to Push the Limits? You got work, you got the second workout, and then you go home. Is that a 12-hour day? 14-hour day?
Yes, so we can dial on up to second shift, because this is when it really tested my ability and my dedication with Pushing Limits. Because I was working 12-hour shifts, working from 10 a.m. to 10:30 p.m., where I would do a 1:30 p.m. to a 2 a.m. And still, this is when I started doing 3-a-day workouts. I was still back up at the gym at 4 a.m. in the morning, doing a 4 to 5 a.m. workout, and a 5 to 6 with Pushing Limits, and a 6 to 7. So that's 3 workouts back to back to back that I was doing. I was doing one weightlifting by myself, or with me and this lady named Valencia Woodard. That's my girl. And then Tanisha started working out with us, and then Jamaica. So it became a thing that we did every day, and we held each other accountable, and we pushed each other, and we just started this weightlifting before we did a 5 a.m. class, and then did the 6 a.m. class, and this became like clockwork to us. But I still had to work. I would go home, take a quick nap, but sometimes my adrenaline was be pumping from all this working out.
Yeah.
I couldn't go to sleep. So I still gotta go to work. I'm still getting off at 11 o'clock. I got a 35-minute to 40-minute commute home.
Right.
And so the time is still, it says time waits for no man.
It
was not waiting for me, because I'm like, I'm tired, Jesus. But he's like, get up. You gotta go. Yeah. You gotta go do it again.
How bad do you want it?
Man,
Yeah.
I was desperate to become better, not just fitness. This is the reward, because if you do the work, it's going to come. But the mental, the healing part is what works for me. That's the most important thing, because it's like you're constantly in a battle with the old you. The old you is content with being that person because that's all it knows. It's in a state of stagnation. It's complacent, and that's what it's used to.
Okay, let me stop you there, G. I got a question. All right, so everybody see the new you. Is everybody acceptable to that? Because some people want you to be the old you.
Absolutely not. You know, some people they like the broken you. That's better.
It's better.
It's better. You're fun. You know, being broken. You know, like I've always been the life of the party. I always, regardless if I was broken or not, I'm goofy, I'm cool, calm, collected. So I'm gonna be that person regardless. But when you begin to really work on you, it's a different glow. And that comes inwardly. Like, I don't care how much you try to beautify your outward man, but if you just ugly on the inside, you just downright ugly. Yeah. Like, my grandma used to always tell me, like, you can be the prettiest person, but your attitude can make you the ugliest person.
Right.
But if I can be honest with myself, I've been such the angry person for so long that I played that part. And I'm like, I know I'm a dope and amazing person, but it's that other part that keeps getting in the way of me becoming full circle with the person that God has designed me to be. And I need to get to that part.
Yeah.
Because it's hindering me from reaching what God has for me. I know my life is destined for greatness, but I gotta give up something in order to get it.
Have you had to cut people off?
Absolutely. Family and all.
It comes with it, though.
It comes with it because
you're not being mean.
No.
But you gotta protect your peace.
Man, peace. Like you said, what they say, peace over everything.
Peace
but I'm saying God over everything. So if it's not what God is saying, and if you're not moving in that direction, you are a detour. You are a hindrance to me. And because everybody's not going to understand your journey, but guess what? Everybody's not meant to understand your journey. And once I realized that everyone wasn't meant to understand it, I had to be okay with it because God strategically places people in your life in the season that you're in to help you get to the next level. And it might not be the people that you thought would be there for you.
Amen.
And you gotta be okay with that. So
Amen.
I wasn't at first because I'm expecting like, I know they gonna be happy for me. They gonna be this, that, and the other, this. But when I say I got the complete opposite, but again, I had to have so much tunnel vision because if I veer to the left or veer to the right, I was done. Because I wanted people to be excited about me. It did not happen like that.
Because it's your journey. It's not theirs. And you're
and
not going to be happy all the time.
It's not going to be happy. And it took one of my friends when I very first started pushing limits. Man, I was talking to this guy named Donald Jones.
That's my guy.
Donald Jones. I gotta throw these names out
here
because,
that's my guy.
And I'm gonna throw names out all throughout the whole interview because I need to understand that I've had so many people that has helped me and have empowered me on this journey. And he said, I'm gonna tell you right now, Glennelle, everyone that you think that like you is not gonna like you, and people that don't like you, you gotta be okay with it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's some people that's gonna dislike you because of your journey, and they're not willing to do what's necessary to put the work in to get the results that you're getting. So when it happens, just be prepared for it. And I'm like, nah, because I try to see the good in everybody.
Nah, he gave you some real life
he really did.
Game,
he really did. and until it happened, I'm just like, wait a minute. Where did this come from?
But he said it was coming.
He said it was coming. But in blindside, I still wasn't all the way ready for it because I'm just like, nah, it ain't gonna happen.
Like that.
But it happened just like that. And I'm just like, wait a minute. But even still, you have to understand that that's still a detour, a distraction. You have to remind yourself of what your goal is at hand. What did you come in here for? And sometimes you got to do it all by yourself. It's just a you and you.
You versus you.
That's it.
Gigi, let me ask you this next question. All right. Since we talked about the transformation pictures and everybody that's seen your transition from where you was to now, how often do you have to correct men and women for just being rude? Or probably in your inbox, on your post, because everybody's not going to be happy. So do you have to deal with that?
Absolutely. I have definitely had to redirect men for sure. Whether it is married, unmarried, yeah, I'm just gonna be honest. You know?
Yeah,
I'm gonna be honest, because you can post a picture and the shorts might be short or whatever the case might be, but people don't understand the reason why I'm wearing these shorts. It's not ever to be provocative or anything of that nature. You know, at one point I didn't like showing my legs, because regardless of how toned I get, in my DNA, my legs are built to be just big legs. The most I can do, even when Devin, one of my fit sisters was like, hey G, like, what you want your legs to get smaller? And Devin answered immediately, her legs ain't gonna get smaller. All she can do is just tone them. I got they call me, it takes Tommy to call me. He said tree trunks.
Tree trunks.
But I need your trunks to be like bing bing pow. You know, he want me to have a teardrop. So he got me killing my legs right now. But I've always been self-conscious. So when I started posting these pictures, it wasn't to get the negative likes or whatever the case, or to say, hey, look at me.
It comes with it, though.
And it does. And these people, I'm like, but I kindly just redirect them. And if they don't get it on the first time, they just get immediately blocked. Like I said, it's a standard for me, and the standard will always be that I'm not desperate. I'm not posting these to get thirst traps. You know, this is my story, this is my journey, and everything that I do and have done on this journey, it's been for me solely, and to also empower other women that might be dealing with the same thing, you know, to give them a voice, because sometimes they don't know how to speak up. Mm-hmm. So if I feel like if I can be transparent about my story, this will give them the ability to start speaking up too.
Yeah, I'm at that point now. Y'all don't see what I go through when it comes to doing these interviews. I get I didn't like that. Well, this wasn't your story. So I don't do family drama. So you gotta take that up with the family. Or I ain't cool with that person no more, don't do this. So you gonna always deal with some stuff. I'm getting to the point now, I don't even respond no more. I just, man, whatever.
Absolutely. and what I've learned is it's my own family that has talked about me. Like, so when I first started these pushing limits, I went through 3 months, and God was like, no, you can't post. You can't post nothing. You know, when I say release your story, that's when you will release it. Mm-hmm. And but I didn't like taking pictures of myself, because I was embarrassed. I was ashamed of myself. So God had me strip myself. So He had me going through a season of posting just in my sports bra and my panties. And I took those pictures every 2 weeks. But to me, I saw no result at all. But when I started, and then towards the end, when I was at home, because I caught COVID the week of, right before New Year's, because I was trying to get under 200 pounds. That was the goal, to be under 200 pounds by the end of the year. Yeah. And I caught COVID, right? So I think I ended with 208, being down to 208. But I started at 252. Wow. So I still celebrate the journey, because 252.
When you caught COVID, was you still working out at the house?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
It never stops, right?
It does not stop. You know, and I got off track with the eating. The eating it was bad for me, because I'm like, shoot, I ain't working, you know what I'm saying? I ain't working out with the boss. They can't see what I'm eating, so I'm about to eat whatever I want to, you know, but at the end of the day, you still shooting yourself in the foot. You got to hold yourself accountable while you're not with your trainers. And it was hard for me. I'm not gonna lie. Even afterwards, like I took 2 weeks.
What was the weak points? What was you eating? They want to know. I want to know. They want to know.
Okay, so I'm just gonna lay it out down. Shoot, I had Wingstops one day. I had Chipotle's one day. Did I get pizza delivered to me? Like, I ate real good the whole time I was on COVID. I really, because I never lost my taste. And I'm like, so I might as well go on and enjoy this food and this time off. I mean, I'll just get right back to it anyway.
I'm gonna get back to it, but I'm gonna enjoy this moment.
Listen, when I got back to pushing limits 2 weeks afterwards, my breathing was so off. It was hard for me. I couldn't breathe. They didn't care. Wait a minute. Get back to it, G. Let's go. Man, it's like Devin is No, man, they both got the hard and then the soft. But I don't know about Thomas. That Leroy.
Yeah.
I think he just always hard. He got a vendetta against me. But when I say he knows what works for his clients.
Right.
And it's what worked for me. He talks trash to me. Like, he would inbox me like, hey, so you just not gonna show up to working out? So you just gonna lose all your muscle mass? And I'll be like, hey, well, hello to you too, boss. Like, you don't even know what's going. He don't care about none of that. He want to hold you accountable to what you said. What you said. And
I didn't say it. You said it.
You said it.
You said that.
I said that.
You said that.
And he gets on my nerves, but I love him.
But that's a good trainer.
I know, it's a great trainer.
Yeah,
that's a great trainer. He be all in my business.
Because you said that. Because you said that.
I did.
Yeah.
I did, and he be like,
"On your word."
Come on.
Exactly.
Oh, okay.
Do you still do praise dancing?
Actually, I do. I just danced for my pastor's retiring. He's retiring from pastoring today.
They gonna watch this.
Pastor Pruitt,
Okay.
At God's Lighthouse Community Church.
They've been there a long time.
They've been there very,
Keisha
very long time. Keisha Pruitt, all of them.
That's all family.
That's where I was.
Dating is small.
Yeah, I know it is, right?
It is.
I was birthed there. My ministry was birthed there. And anytime they say Pastor Pruitt, I'm coming. But right now, am I ministering as in whole? No. Because the thing is, you have to know when you're in season and when you're out of season. Because it's vital to be in season because of the anointing and what's at stake when you minister and dance. And because I take ministry so, it's important to me because I know the anointing that's on my life when God uses me. So I know I'm not where I need to be to minister effectively. So I'm allowing God to draw me back to him so I can be back in rightful place and rightful standard, because you have those things. Again, the old you never wants to become the new you. So it'll do whatever it takes to continue to stop that. It'll use whatever stumbling blocks to continue to stop. So you got to continue to to press your way no matter what. But the thing is, nothing happens without God.
I'm glad you said that because, to backtrack and not really be leaning on God because you're questioning him.
Yeah.
And you need him through everything.
Through everything.
Like, they don't even see the behind the scenes that go on here. Like, we pray.
Yeah.
I pray before I do my interview. Like, you need it in everything.
Yeah. And that's the only way that I've made it to this place is drawing back to him. And even right now, because I'm trying to obtain a certain goal by my 1-year anniversary, September the 18th. And God, I'm here, draw to me. Because he's the way. You can't accomplish anything without him. Nothing. You can try and you'll get very close, but you will continue to miss that mark.
And bump your head.
Until you catch the vision that everything is revolved around him.
Okay, let me ask you this, Gigi. We're going to tie this in. All right, so you do need God. And there's somebody that's watching your story right now that's sitting on the couch. So, what would you possibly tell your old self or somebody that's sitting on the couch is feeling down and out like they can't do this?
Know that you can do whatever you put your mind to. It starts in your mind, but no, it starts in your heart. And the first thing that I had to do was forgive myself.
Ooh.
No, let me go back some even more. I had to first be okay where I was at. I had to look at the man in the mirror like this. I can no longer focus on what I used to be, who I was, because that didn't work out. I'm here. But not only am I here, I was in worse shape this time. And so I had to forgive myself. I had to come one with myself, forgive myself, and I had to love on me and continue to love on me. Because you can't expect someone else to love you if you don't love yourself. Like, everything starts inwardly first. Like, I have to find out that I was worth it. Because for so long, I felt so unworthy because of what someone else said or because my past. Like, I started allowing that to define who I was. But the fact that God has allowed me to make it past, that I didn't lose my mind in that situation, I got a story to tell. So there still is more. My story is still being written as we speak. So the fact that he's given me the endurance, the perseverance to be able to still pursue my goal, I gotta do it.
Right.
And there's always gonna be someone else. There are more yous out there. So if you don't never tell your story, how can they tell their story? You're holding someone else from getting their deliverance by you keeping your nuggets that you've been through, your transformations, your brokenness. Like, tell your story. He said we are overcomers by the blood of the Lamb in the word of our testimony.
Yeah.
Like, you have to tell your story and not be ashamed of your story. You know, and I mean, and that's what I'm saying. And telling your story gives freedom, because it's chains being released. And that's where the smile comes from, because I'm being freed. And that is the most important thing to me, is to feel free, to be free, and to walk in freedom.
That's a lot.
And that's a lot.
That's a lot.
Because we people don't understand that sometimes we hold ourselves hostage from trauma that has happened to us. You gotta let that go. That's not you anymore.
It's not.
That's not you. This is you now. And if you want better, go get it.
Go get it.
Go get it. Be desperate for it. Be hungry for it. Know that you're worth it. Be consistent. Man, you're worth it. I'm worth it.
Since you done said that, and I don't even ask these questions.
Yes, sir.
You single?
I am single, and it's the reason why I'm single, because I'm trying to become whole. I want to.
That was the next question on guys when they approach you.
Yeah, I am single, and I'm okay with being single right now, because it's a standard, and my standard is I don't have to settle anymore. I can say, hey, this is not this. And I don't have to accept anything less than that.
I don't accept no mess.
I cannot, because I'm not giving no mess.
Exactly.
Because if I'm intentionally working on becoming the best version of me, I expect whoever continue to want to date me, they're going to pursue me correctly. And if they cannot pursue me correctly, they gotta go.
I'm dropping that, Jewel. That's going to be, I'm dropping that. That's gonna be the preview.
Sorry, not sorry. But I'm not no longer
Yeah.
desperate to be in a relationship. At one point I was, so I settled. I was in a toxic relationship, you know, and I was in a relationship with him, but he wasn't in one with me, if that makes sense. But however, there is more.
There is more.
There is more.
All right, Gigi. Wow. That's a lot of chopping game today. Thank you. Well, coming down to the basement to tell your story, a long time coming, because we set this up back in April.
We did.
Back in April.
And I was nervous ever since then. And
You can't tell it.
As time progressed, I'm like, hey, it's getting closer and closer. He don't know I was close to inbox. I'm like, hey, can we just wait till after my 1 year anniversary? But I was telling people, they was like, nah, tell your story now, because people need to hear your story now. But I want to tell you about the plateaus. Man, the going down the scale, coming back up the scale, the inconsistency of eating, it all happens. But guess what? You got to remember your why in those low moments. Why you start. That's why it's important to do it for you and no one else, because that's the only way that it's going to ever last. And this last month before I get off, I went back into working 12-hour shifts. I was away from my trainers for over a month. And
so you back to that?
I'm back to pushing limits right now. But I had to hold myself accountable. But the first week, I ate bad and I didn't work out. And I really had to check myself, like, no, Glennelle, because this is an investment.
You did.
And not only it's an investment for me, but I done met so many amazing people that are following my journey, that's tracking my journey. So they're invested too now. But guess what? My trainers, my fit family, they're invested. And I had to show them that I can do this. You got to get to the place where you got to hold yourself accountable. You got to, go out there. So I had to wake up and still dedicate my time while I was away from my trainers. I had to still work out aggressively. So when I came back, I didn't look like I done picked up about 15, 20 pounds. Yeah. And guess what? I actually didn't. I dropped 13 pounds away from my trainers, and I'm back under 200, which was hard for me.
Congratulations.
Yeah, so don't give up on you. You worth the investment. Invest into yourself. Pour into yourself before you pour into anybody else. You know, like, start your day off. If you gotta sacrifice a little bit of sleep, do so. Because if you're a mom, if you're a wife, yes, you have those duties, but you come first. You are no good to no one else if you're not good to yourself.
You are your first investment.
No, you are definitely. And you are doing a disservice to everyone that's connected to you if you don't never evolve to the fullest potential that you were created and designed to be. Go get yours.
Dropping gems. All right, Gigi, shout them out. Future projects and outro. And try to think about it, because people might feel a certain kind of way if you forget them, but you know, it is what it is. Just do your part, though.
So my future projects, I am, you know, I got some things that I'm brewing. I have a workout.
Don't give them too much.
Yeah, I got a workout apparel that I'm getting ready to drop, and you know, it was supposed to come out by my birthday, but it's not. But this is gonna be customized. It's all timing. Timing is everything. It was supposed to be by my birthday, but I'm not just stamping and putting my name on someone else's label. Mine will be designed customized from scratch. So I'm working with manufacturers, you know, with designing on what I want it to feel like, how I want it to, what works for us. And because I'm a woman, and you know, I see people, I wear workout apparel, and I see how stuff roll down on us. So this is gonna be a well thought out project. And the vision that God has given behind this, I know it when it hits, it's gonna go, and I'm grateful for that. I started all these projects at once. When God gave it to me, I'm like, oh, I'm excited. But God had to dial me back, one goal at a time. Let's accomplish this. And my goal was to be consistent for 1 year in this journey. But it's no longer a goal. Shout out to Marva. I never knew what she said when she said this. Marva Williams. Marva Williams. Yeah. She was like, once it becomes, when it's no longer a goal and it becomes a lifestyle, that's when you know you have made it. And this is now a lifestyle for me. It's no longer, although you definitely still have your goals intact on what you want to do as far as how you want to look personally, but this is no longer a goal in itself. It's a lifestyle, and but I'm like, what does she mean by that? I didn't understand it until I understood it.
Right.
So once I tie that in, then I can really get back to becoming a certified personal trainer. I haven't talked to people. There's some people that know about it, but I'm also in school. But I had took on too much at one time, trying to work 12-hour shifts and working second shift and being a mom, trying to work out. It was a lot for me. I didn't have balance. So I had to dial back on my school.
Yeah.
But I'll go back to first shift next month. And it's people already that's wanting me to train them, and I'm forever grateful for it. Mm-hmm. But again, I need to be the best version before I can start to pour into someone else. So I have to go get it. So that's another goal. And it's crazy that he spoke on becoming the best-selling author, because I'm in the stages of getting my first book release. So God is doing something.
Speak it into existence.
It's already in the making.
Put it out there.
Listen, it's already in the making. And I'm grateful for the things that is getting ready to be manifested. And sometimes you can self-sabotage yourself from the fear of being successful, but God had destined my life to be successful, so I'm no longer gonna self-sabotage myself. I'm gonna go because I deserve it. I deserve it. I deserve to be successful. I deserve to have everything that God has set out for me, not for somebody else, but what He has for me in mind. And everything that's attached to Glennelle Stroud will win. We all gonna win. And so if you're a part of me, you win, and you winning too, because I'm coming back to get you. And then they're gonna win. It's a domino effect. We all win, because it's a big pie out here. You know what? I don't even want the pie, the piece. I want my own pie. It's enough. Go get it.
You gotta claim it.
Gotta claim it. So those are three things that's going to manifest. And it's going to happen suddenly. So when it happens, just know that God did it. Not Glennelle, God did it. As God continue to draw me close and I continue to surrender my life, He will begin to open up the windows and pour me out a blessing, as I will not have room enough to receive. And I'm telling you, my blessings are overflowing. And even in the bad times, he still provides. Can I shout out my trainers real quick? I gotta shout my trainers out.
This is your story.
Listen, I gotta shout my trainers out. And this is a little more personal because I know they don't need no shout out because they're so humble and meek about what they do. But this is why we should shout them out, because I know everybody always push the limits. Like my cousin, like, man, come on. She had to come and see for herself. But like, let me come and see what the hype is really about. Is it really what they say it's about? But it is. Like, my trainers are everything to me.
They do
like,
what they do.
They do what they do.
I said that earlier when we were talking off the scene.
Hey man, but it's the behind the scenes that's the most to me, and why I will always be pushing limits. Man, at the beginning of this year, like Tommy, he broke me down when I sent him this picture like a month ago. And to hear your trainer say that they proud of you, that hit. It means a lot to me. And because he said, man, G, you had every single reason to give up. Everything was thrown at you. He said, but you never let nothing stop you from coming and staying and remaining consistent. And when I say that, life has thrown me some mighty blows, and I'm talking about mighty blows, to the point that I'm like, I had nothing. I'll go ahead and share this little testimony with you. I got my Tahoe from a buy here, pay here place, and I was late on making a payment. But again, it's a buy here, pay here place. I've never got a car from there, or even a buy here, pay here. They got different rules. And do you know they came and repoed my car from my job in Brookville? They came all the way up there and got my car. But I'm like, they got it prematurely. I'm like, it wasn't even a month late. I was a few weeks late. And they charged me over $1,500 and something to get my truck back. I didn't have that much. Should I have that much money in my savings? Absolutely, but I didn't. I was barely making it, and I say, hey boss, I can't come to push your limits no more. I can't no longer afford it. Do you understand that I have people that believed in my journey? That saw the progression in me and the hunger that they sold into me, into my life. Man, let me tell you, that when my boss, I call him my boss because he's my boss, Tommy, he pulled me to the side, was like, G, I need you here. I need you here. I need your presence here. You bring such a presence, and you need us. Man, I never knew how much I needed them until I was away from them. And I said, well, boss, I can't afford this class.
That was your family.
That
was your family.
They were everything to me. And he put me to the side and was like, hey, don't you worry about it. He said, I'm not hard up for money right now. I need you here. So until you get yourself all the way back together, don't worry about that. Just come. I need your presence here. And when I start seeing the money in the Cash App flowing again, I know you back okay. And I'm probably telling too much, but I need you guys to understand that they're more than just trainers. What to me they are.
It ain't always about money though.
Nah,
it's all about the person that you invested in.
It wasn't. You know what I'm saying? Myra. We have had our mishaps, but when I say I love this girl, like, she came to me and was like, hey, this is between me and you. I got you for the next couple of weeks. And I'm like, but first I'm like, nah,
I'm good.
Oh, because that's the pride in me. You know what I'm saying? I'm used to being strong, superwoman. I got this. I'm going to figure this out. And God, like, I'm putting people in your life that's going to sow into you. But you got to be in a humble place to accept it. To accept that. And I'm like, okay, God. But I'm like, what if they say something about me? What if they talk about me? I don't care about that. I don't care about that. And when I say, if it wasn't for them sowing in me, where would I be? Like when we say we a family, We might have our little altercations and our mishaps like any family does. But when I say we are a family, they are my family. They have been more of a family through this journey than some of my own family that has supported my journey, that has believed in my journey. So when I say I'm pushing limits for life. You hear me? Even if God blesses me, and you know what I'm saying, because I still speak abundance into Devin and Tommy and them. They're going to be the overseers, and I will become one of their certified personal trainers under them. I'm speaking that.
Speaking into existence.
Absolutely. So I thank everybody from Myra to Keisha to Candace to Tanisha to Valencia. All my fit sisters, all my fit brothers that has been a part of this journey. From Ryan, man, I don't want to leave him out. From Shayna, from Shaniqua. Like, I'm dropping all of these names because God has been so Kilo, Derek, Greg. Everybody has been a part of my life, in whether it's an encouragement to say, I see you. Like, it's been an amazing journey, and I am forever grateful for anything or everyone that has been a part of this journey, because you don't have to be. And I'm forever grateful, and I will continue to grind. You hear me? Becoming the best version of myself so we can go back and get others.
I love it.
Thank you.
I love it. You know what? This was another dope interview, and this was the truth. And she told me she was not going to try to cry on me today.
I did. It was coming. It was coming. But I need y'all to understand. And I'm like, because I know when I start crying, I'm like, and you don't hear nothing. But I need to get the word out there. I need you to understand that you're worth it. You are worth it. I'm worth it. We're worth it. Don't give up on yourself. Even when you gotta fight, get to a sense of desperation where you become desperate for change. And I promise you, change will happen. It will. I'm telling you it will happen. I have been through so much, but I will never give up on myself. So I'm telling you, don't give up on yourself. Don't.
Y'all hear it? That's another dope interview in the books. Look, we've been trying to put this together, and y'all gonna enjoy this. So yeah, definitely made it happen.
We making it happen. Y'all continue to make it happen. We gonna make it happen. Let's continue to get this work
all day. Shout out. We'll be back soon.
Straight like that. Holla.
All day.